That are. We have John is looking. He has had a hell of a time. I think I want to adjust the screen. I don't know if I like that. Maybe lower will be better. Because I can't see his face. Oh. There we go. That looks about right.
Let's go, boy. It's nothing, boy. Good boy. Here you go. Come on, fella. You're a good boy. Good fella. look out for each other, huh? You're gonna be mighty handsome.
Damn it.
You're learning. Nice, ain't it? Looking sharp. For you, boy. Good boy. Look at you looking real handsome. There, boy. Like that? Good boy. Nice work, fella. There, boy. Who's a good boy? Boy. You'll be all right, mister.
Damn, excuse me. Like I said, I'm sick as shit.
Good boy.
What a douche dick.
Whoa, easy.
You don't want to get no closer, you hear? Leave!
Real clever, are you?
You need to do
Oh, be
what I
quiet, will you?
You're done for! Gonna kill you myself. Hey, right there!
Easy.
Blast you! Go to hell!
Run! Stay a minute.
This is where you die! To hell with you!
Christ!
I ain't stupid, I know you're there. Come out or else. I'll make short work or you dead. Quit your cowering and come out here. I'm gonna find you. Hear me? I'm real quick like and I won't hurt you too bad. You're dead. Oh, you scum. You're not walking away from this. Enjoy your last moments alive.
Gearing up for my next assault on Fort Wallace. I don't know why, but I feel like assaulting Fort Wallace tonight before I continue the narrative. If you guys can bear with the fucking deathly ill sounding coughing. Blunting the tip on the arrows to make it to where it doesn't damage small animals. Pretty intelligent. I clean my weapons up before I start this new assault. Cause they're kinda, the rifles are pretty fucked up. I just cleaned the pistols. Damn, this thing has sold me through many a battle. It's a damn good repeater. Best in the game. Outside of that new one they added online. Bastards need to give it to us in single player. You know why? Fuck online, that's why. In all seriousness, it's decent. It's just I appreciate the story more than I do the online. I do appreciate all the hard work Rockstar put into the online. It's just the single player is more my thing. Although I do like to get on there and rape every now and then. Somebody griefs me, I kill them over and over. That's my thing. I don't ever shoot anyone first, but if they fucking shoot me and they want to fucking make a deal out of it, I will fuck them over and over again until they rage quit. This is a damn good shotgun. This is the best shotgun you can get. A lot of the shotguns are pretty evenly matched, except for this late game shotgun that you only unlock come chapter 6, I believe. You can miss it and then only end up getting it in the epilogue. Actually, I think you have to rebuy it in the epilogue because I think it goes down with Arthur in the final gunfight. Yeah, she's kind of dirty. Oh shit, I can make a few more of these. I forgot that it wasn't fully loaded. guess it doesn't matter if they're loaded or not then. Really, I don't know why we still don't have repeaters. And if you think about it, they're no different than a pump action. In a way, they may even be superior to the pump action, and that it really takes less force to cock that than it does to pump the... Oh, there we go.
That's it for you! I'm gonna blow your head off!
Shit!
Lay down!
Now Evil John for the first time ever. This could be kind of cool to play an evil character. I wonder how Rob Wythoff has voiced the Evil John. That's one thing I thought was cool about this. If you go morally evil, you sound different than you are when you're neutral or when you're honorable. When you're neutral, you sound neutral. When you're honorable, you sound kind of friendly. And I've only heard the evil Arthur, I haven't heard the evil John. But when you're evil, you sound like an asshole. You have a dark tone. So it's pretty cool.
All over now!
Son of a bitch. That ass is eating food while he's hiding behind a tree getting shot at by the goddamn U.S. Army. And we're gonna drink some moonshine. Where the hell did that eagle go? I think that went through his arm and his head. Oh. Yeah, I set him on fire.
These are the last seconds of your life, fella. I'm gonna eat you.
Watch him burn. Watch him burn.
I'll put you to the ground, you son of a bitch. You made a big mistake. I know you're there. Just come out already.
Did I just defeat the whole army garrison by myself? I may have. About to go finish off the rest of those army bitches.
Hey.
Yeah, I totally just have taken on the entire US Army by myself. Well, hey there, Miss T. How are you doing this
Hey
evening?
there.
I'm just, you know, assaulting an army garrison. No biggie. About to head into round 3. Making hollow tipped rounds at the moment for the revolvers and the repeating rifle. And then I'm going to make some incendiary rounds, pretty much dragon's breath, for the shotgun. So you'll get to see how fucking awesome those are. I make them with moonshine and shotgun shells. And we can make 26 of them, which I think is how many you can carry in the first place, so it's all good. And they are probably one of, if not the most destructive rounds one can acquire or make in the entire game. Actually, I take that back. You cannot acquire them. You have to make them. Some people say the explosive rounds are more powerful, but to me, these do way more damage. You shoot somebody in the head, it still blows their head off like the explosive round. It can still take arms and legs off like the explosive round. And besides it taking limbs and heads off, it sets everything within fucking 10 to 20 feet on fucking fire. So that's a lot of goddamn splash damage too. And if you happen to shoot them and they survive the buckshot because you're too far away, it is almost guaranteed that they will burn to death slowly and terribly. Oh, there's Gerald chilling out in the rear. That way he doesn't get killed by the army. Gerald is now a fully trained daddy. He has full stats. He's maxed out.
Good fella.
So Gerald is worth a shit ton of money, and he has amazing stats. Honestly, I'm surprised.
Daddy Gerald.
Yes.
You and me, fella.
I've never owned a Nakota before, which is what Gerald is, I believe. Oh no, actually, he's a Missouri Foxtrotter. I've never owned a Missouri Foxtrotter before, and apparently they are one of the best horses in the game. As you see his stats, his speed is like top notch. His acceleration is damn good. You don't see too many horses that even get to 7 on acceleration, and that's where he's at. His handling is standard, which is good because most of them are poor. So Gerald is a top tier horse, especially when he's maxed out. And look at those damn blue eyes. Those blue eyes are fucking, yeah, definitely daddy. Although Gerald needs a bath. He's pretty dirty right now. But we're gonna feed him before we go off to fight with the soldiers again.
Hungry fella.
Gerald actually has a companion right now. I'm training another horse to get it maxed out so that I can sell it and make money. Because when you train horses and you train them up and max them out, like basically level 4, they have 4 levels of bonding, and when you hit that 4th level of bonding, the horses are basically worth 4 times as much as you paid for them in the first place. And to top it off, I didn't pay anything for this horse because I stole him. So I've got a Dutch Warmblood over here that I have to level 3. And once he hits level 4, I'm gonna sell him off. But until then, he's been Gerald's companion somewhat. He also carries the extra shit that Gerald doesn't want to, like this goddamn elk pelt. And he's just taking a dump.
You're a good boy.
He doesn't have a name. I just refer to him as, you know, Gerald's buddy, pretty much. Trying to get his stats up.
That'll fill a hole.
We'll work on him some more after the fight. But I had to get him a little closer. I've got them far apart, that way if they do happen to kill one of them, the other one will be safe. I've got Gerald closer, which is a little more dangerous, but he's still out.
He should have a name. Can't have a no-named horse.
I've got him closer, which is a little more dangerous, but he's still far enough away he shouldn't be in any danger because I trust him more, and he can hear me better. Yeah, I could name him, but then that would make me not want to sell him, which is the whole point of stealing him. But I guess I could name him if I ever get to a stable.
You gotta go! Right now! You ain't fooling nobody. Might as well show yourself. What in creation? Go to hell! I'm not walking away from this!
Just burning to death. I'm gonna save those last 7 incendiaries in case we need them for an oh shit moment. We pretty much lit them up. Like I was saying earlier, I'm actually Evil John right now on the honor scale. And what's actually cool, I want to hear Rob Wythoff's interpretation, performance of Evil John Marsden. Because what's neat about this game is Rockstar actually made the character
Just
sound
burn the whole
different.
fort down.
That's what I was trying to do earlier. But it's actually killing them if you notice the flashes. The fire is killing them every now and then. But the characters, Arthur and John, actually sound different when they're neutral honor, when they're high honor, and then when they're low honor. I've heard neutral and high honor John, and I've heard neutral, high, and low honor Arthur. So I've heard Arthur sound good, but I've never heard John sound bad. So I kind of am interested in hearing what John sounds like in a sinister tone. serious gunslinging there.
Enjoy your last moments alive.
Oh, damn. Boom. And he survived somehow. Holy fuck. Get your fucking arm off. Oh yeah. We are super low on her right now. I want to get her all the way down. See how he sounds. More importantly, I wonder if the end cutscene is any different for a low on her, John. I can save right before it, that way I can do a high on her if that's how I want to do it, but we're gonna probably see it with a low on her tonight.
This was your last mistake, mister.
Ooh.
Put you in the dirt.
Can they not shoot or what?
I'm gonna put you down. That's it for you.
God, this gives me flashbacks of the first game. God damn, how many fucking guys are in there? Are they endless, I wonder? More importantly, I want to know how he drinks through that bandana. I wish I could get in there and rob the shit out of them. They have to have a lot of good shit. Well, my coat is fucked. Yeah, I don't think there's any way for us to get up in there, unfortunately. So we may as well just kill a few more and escape, I suppose.
There is a tiny mouth hole in the bandana.
There has to be, I guess. Well, that's it, I guess. The music. Well, no, that's not it. I bet they are endless. I bet they just keep spawning, because it's supposed to be like an unbeatable fucking military installment. This one last guy has to die.
I read where 6 months and no one has yet to find Gavin.
Oh, I know, right?
It's never too late.
I actually tried an experiment with Gavin earlier. I took him to this other character called the Cave Devil. It's this guy on the edge of the map in this hidden cave. It's not really hidden, but it really is tucked at the edge of the map, and not many people notice it unless they hear about it on the internet. Because he kind of has a British accent, and he's been living in this cave forever as a hermit. So I figured maybe he was Gavin. But unfortunately, Nigel, Gavin's friend, died on the way down the ladder in the cave, so he
Help
never
a
got to
blind
react to the
man.
cave devil. And the cave pay much attention to you, so I assume
$1
Gavin
for
or
your
Nigel would
future.
have to be the one that would
$1
react.
for your fate.
So hopefully he respawns and I can try it again and get him down there safely.
Sure.
I see sand and ocean and palm trees. Find the black flower, and you will be rewarded.
All right. Well, I'll have to take your word for it.
Nobody has found Princess
I'm sure you've got
IKZ
better
either.
things to do than follow a
This
lame block.
girl right here. Let's see. Right here.
Around.
No one has found her either. Now, she disappeared 15 years ago in 1899. So if she'd been gone for 15 years in 1899,
Are you still
it has
here?
now been a
What are you
further
waiting
8
for?
years because
I
it
can't
is
tell
now
you what you want to
1907.
hear.
So that little girl would be fully grown up by now. And the reward has been up to $1,000 instead of just 100. So they raised the reward exponentially from 100 to 1,000. And she actually disappeared in 1884. She has blonde hair and birthmarks on her right hand and left cheek. If found, please return her to the nearest sheriff's office immediately. Now, I have sort of a theory about her that I'm working on, but in order for me to explain it, I'll have to start talking about it later on when we get to my second playthrough save, when I'm playing as Arthur all the way back in chapter 2 still.
So you need to keep an eye out for a blonde-haired and birthmarked lady.
Yeah, her birthmarks are on her right hand and her left cheek. So you have to remember right hand, left cheek, and I guess hair dye. People dyed their hair back then, right? I mean, it was uncommon, but it was still possible, wasn't it? I'm not too sure. I'd have to look that up. But I assume she would still be blonde. Maybe it turned a little darker as she got older, you know, because a lot of people, boys and girls, especially boys, not so much girls, but sometimes girls too, blondes, when babies are born blonde or when kids are blonde, it seems like they darken a little bit as they get older. So another thing to take is she could be like very, very like dark blonde, maybe even brown at this point. But I'd assume that the birthmarks on her right hand and left cheek would be the dead giveaways. And as long as she had hair that looks like it could have been blonde as a child, yeah. Now, there's other, I found some other clues about her. There's a camper on the other side of those mountains over there who says he's looking for her as well to try to cash in on the reward.
My sister had blonde hair when she was young, now it's dark brown.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is that, I mean, she could be dark brown haired at this point.
Hey, come here!
But this camper, this guy, he's looking for her too. And he says that
Easy now.
she disappeared when her and her family were here, and she disappeared from a hunting lodge. So apparently there's a hunting lodge somewhere that's where the crime took place, if it is a crime, if she didn't just run away. So I'm just gonna say crime scene for the benefit of the location. We don't know if it's exactly a crime or not, but I think it is, personally. So anyhow, she disappeared from a hunting lodge, so we need to find a hunting lodge so we can investigate it, possibly. I mean, it's been around 20 years. There could possibly still be clues, I suppose. But, I mean, it's worth a shot, right? And another thing, this guy said that there were 3 other guys he'd met who were looking for her. And everybody seems to think that she's in Van Horn. Or, if she isn't in Van Horn, that there is some very, very pertinent information to be found in Van Horn about her that maybe could lead to her whereabouts or the next step of the search. And ironically, Van Horn is where you find the wanted poster for her. It is hanging on the wall to the left of the door of the saloon there. So you actually pick up that wanted poster at the Van Horn saloon. And there's even a drunk in the saloon who talks
I'm sure
about
they
her.
mentioned a hunting lodge for a reason.
Oh yeah. So the hunting lodge, I assume, maybe would hold a clue as to, you know, where to look next. But I haven't been able to find one hunting lodge in this entire game, let alone find out what hunting lodge she was in. I assume there's a few, but I also assume one thing. I don't think she would have been out west, because you can't go there as Arthur, and so therefore you wouldn't be able to solve it as Arthur. But then again, maybe you're not meant to solve it as Arthur, because there's a few things that you have to wait until you're John to solve. So maybe that's shot. Maybe it's possible she is out west. She's had a lot of time, you know, to move and get wherever. There is a few hunting cabin type deals up in the snowy Amberinos, and that could possibly be where she went missing, so I'll have to check that out sometime. You wouldn't think she'd be in Lemoyne, but you never know. The only people we know of in the game who were willing to kidnap children and sell them off into slavery was a woman in Rhodes named Catherine Braithwaite. We killed her and burned her house down in the story. And the man who willingly bought the child lived in Saint Denis and was a man named Angelo Bronte. He was the head of the burgeoning Italian mafia in Saint Denis, which was just a brand new crime syndicate that was just starting out and starting to take its grip on the city and run the city. But we killed him too. So they're out of the picture. So I don't think they would, but they could have had something to do with her back then though, because they were both alive 20 years ago. So she could have kidnapped the girl and sold her to Bronte, who in turn could have sold her off to someone else, because they kept slaves and human trafficking people at the fence in Saint Denis, behind a bookshelf in a secret room, chained up to the walls. And from there, they sold them off to people all over, because just like the real Confederacy, Lemoyne had trouble letting go of their slaves. So, I mean, she could have came through Lemoyne. But anyhow, I think we need to find a hunting lodge, and we need to scour every nook and cranny of Van Horn. And secondary, possibly maybe look through the old remains of the burned down Braithwaite Manor and somehow check out Bronte's mansion if it's still accessible. Or if while you're Arthur, before the Braithwaite Manor burns down, we could look through it, and during a mission you're in Bronte's mansion, we could search through it. So that's possible. That's two things I'd like to do on my second playthrough. is actually check those locations while I have access to them. We're heading through Valentine on our way home to freshen up because John has not had a fucking bath all day long. So he is totally just rocking the fucking stinky look.
You know I love you.
Oh, Gerald, you bad boy.
Bastard! You got a problem? You want one?
Whoa, you look
Ready to
remarkable.
lose them teeth?
What the hell?
You got horse.
Come on!
Frick.
Howdy, Sheriff.
Hello there.
Thanks for your service. Good work, you know?
He does sound a little different since he's evil.
Hey, mister.
Hello.
Hi!
Hello.
Hello there,
Y'all having fun?
mister.
Hi, miss.
The loft has a hunting lodge.
Howdy, dude.
So far, the new century is just like the old one.
Really?
Don't say.
Where'd you find that out at?
Mister?
No, Brother Protus, you're simply not a gentleman. My friend, you there.
Hello?
Partner.
Yeah, what do you want?
Do I look like a coward?
The magical
I mean,
internet.
obviously I do, because I look like that
Oh, okay,
milk's
yeah.
up there, but 'tis
What
no
is-
matter. Can
Is
you
the loft that damn
Maybe.
big tower-like
even
thing
he is sick of hearing your nonsense, you afterthought of a child?
up in the
I apologize,
Amberinos?
sir, for his
Kind of near
smell. Why don't we
Roanoke?
come back here to somewhere more conducive to displays of utter gallantry and
I think it's on the eastern,
deep-seated
northeastern part of the
inadequacy?
map.
What'd you have in mind?
Shoot a bottle off my head, like William
Oh
Tell.
This
Jesus!
is getting silly.
Very silly. The man is a moron. Shoot
Damn,
off
John
mine
needs a
instead.
fucking bath really
I'm the
bad.
brave one. I'm not scared.
I'm a pretty good shot, boys, but
I
I
won't
Holy
even
shit, he's
flinch.
dirty.
don't want to hurt you.
Oh, I can't lose.
Either I'll prove my masculinity or
It says
die in
Amberino
the
area.
Keys company. Come, sir.
Okay, yeah, I think I know where that's at then.
Okay, then.
We'll have
Listen,
to check that out
Just
later.
make sure everybody knows. You asked me to do
That's
this.
Of course, of course.
that's around the
You
area
boys
of
are
Van Horn.
ridiculous.
It's not far from Van Horn. It's not far from where I met that camper, actually. So it's near a lot of the IKZ, the known IKZ activity. So we know she's been in that area.
Aim,
We know a lot of people talk about it.
sir. Good shot, sir. I didn't bat an eye.
What are you fools doing? Try not. You got it.
That was fun.
What was? I feel like we didn't even do anything.
Oh, of course you didn't. We all know you're hardly sentient at all.
Another round, smaller bottles, sir. Please.
What?
I don't know.
Please. This creature is unbearable. He needs silencing.
I'll do my best. As long as she witnesses I'm doing this under duress.
Oh, you boys are so silly.
Don't think too much about it. Just shoot.
Shoot, sir, while our courage holds. Yes!
Now all stand on one
Damn,
leg.
if
Me
anything,
too.
she's gonna
You
want to
keep
bone
shooting, sir,
John
and this
for his
time you
goddamn
kill the
shooting
beast.
prowess.
He emerged fully formed from the swamps, Helen.
Even though he's
You
covered in
blackguard, sir, shoot the wretch.
5 months of muck and dirt. Oh,
You're
Jesus.
deranged. Shoot away. His brains, if you please. Excellent. Whew. Now do one while I hop. Do one
Oh
while
my
I
God.
turn somersaults. Shoot me. Oh, give me the gun. Let me shoot him. For all mankind.
I think me and the lady have had enough.
Oh, I don't blame you, sir. This man's tongue, I would run too if I could. Here, for your skills and talents.
Thank you.
Now, brother, I am going to walk Helen home. Don't follow us. She has an elderly aunt, and I fear the sight of you could finally finish her off.
Helen, is this creep bothering you?
You two, come along.
There
Oh,
are two. There's
Jesus.
me and the lizard man. Please, my angel, do not aggregate us both together.
Boys, you are too much.
No, my sweet.
Well, I wonder how that's gonna turn out. If I were her, I would honestly think that they are both douchebags. And just friend zone the shit out of both of them. Yep. I'd friend zone both the idiots if I were her.
Well, come. Have a look around.
Chads of the Western era.
Yes. Most certainly. Yeah, motherfuckers give a bad name to the entire goddamn male sex. Which, honestly, I hate to say it, but the majority of the male sex, unfortunately, is Chad.
Okay then.
So it really is hard for a woman to find a decent man who's not a Chad, fuckboy, mulleton.
Or fuckboys.
I don't like
Yes.
staying still too long. Makes me nervous.
We both thought the same thing at the same time. Ugh, fuck boy. Boah. Boah. Got some crickets. And some worms. Fuck it. Why not? 'Cause why not? And a little extra alcohol.
I'm going belly up.
Well, that's no good. Damn, the tobacco is $6 fucking. Oh, that's 'cause I'm evil. Instead of 75% off, I have to pay full price plus like 15%. That fucking sucks. That's the one shitty part about being evil, is the high price fucking goods.
I get all kinds of coots come in here. That's something.
Damn,
Appreciate it.
$1 for a can of peaches. That's fucking robbery considering I was paying 25 cents.
Enjoy.
God damn it. I want the fucking bread roll.
Nice.
doing business with.
That's almost what you pay now for a can of fruit.
Yeah, that would have been ridiculous back then. Because that would have, fuck. Back then, fucking anywhere between $5 and $7.50 was a whole week's wage. So a whole week's paycheck on the high end would be about $7.50, $8, and a whole week's paycheck on the low end would be about anywhere between $4.50 to $5. So $1 for a fucking can of fruit would be goddamn, that'd be like paying $100 for a can of fruit today. So apparently they just really fucking hate you with low honor. And it's expensive as shit to be bad. But if you're playing an evil character, you're not supposed to go to the store that often. You're supposed to be out stealing all your shit off of innocent people at their homes and off their persons and on their stagecoaches, I suppose. But no matter what, there are still some things you have to come into the general store for, because you just usually don't find them that often out in the open.
That's done.
I'm in the devil's edition.
Might as well get another horse reviver just in case Gerald goes down. Oh man, these bounty hunters killed Gerald earlier, but I had a reviver on me luckily, so I revived him. He had a close call. He was thankful though. He leveled up right after that, because I saved him. He was very happy to be saved. And then I went on to murder the bounty hunters in a fit of rage, so that I could save him.
Someone tried killing Daddy.
Oh yeah. I was down in Lemoyne where I have a $1,500 bounty, and this huge group of bounty hunters came up and surrounded us and just fucking opened fire on us from all directions pretty much. And
Feller was telling me
I gotta
the daughter
say,
at Emerald
Daddy
Ranch don't
is
leave the house
beast,
no more.
because it
Been
took a
locked in
hail
up
of
there for a
gunfire
couple
to put
years
him
now.
down. And even then, he still ran for about 10 feet before he went down and threw me off. Luckily, I didn't die, because if I would have died, he would have been gone for good. But I just managed to survive long enough to fucking take a miracle tonic, enter rage mode, and kill all of them. And then I had about maybe 15 seconds to spare to save Gerald's life, which I did. So it was pretty goddamn nerve-wracking. So you gotta remind me, if we go back down to Lemoyne tonight, we might not want to take Gerald, because it's dangerous. It's a dangerous mission going down there with me having like almost a $2,000 bounty on my head. Because Lemoyne is where I go to complete all my criminal-related challenges. So yeah, it's a little bit too hot for Daddy down there.
I get all kinds of coots coming in here. It's something. Appreciate it. That's done. Same thing. Okay then.
That's all done then. You're real helpful, thank you.
Well, we might as well get a bath before we go. Where the hell's Gerald at? Oh, he's up there still. We'll tie him up at the hotel.
Hello?
Ain't you a sweet boy?
Gerald and
Here's your
Gerald's
post, boy.
buddy.
You're a fine horse. How about that, fella? There, mister.